What about this side? There, that's the right side. That's much better. The usual shenanigans going on here with the power supply. What, why? I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Okay, gonna work on some Mystic today, a little bit more. I think the goal is to finish LEDing the machine, all the inserts. I'm gonna install some new shiny balls. I was just doing some testing to see if the captive ball would get knocked out of the zone there by smashing into it, and you know, it's a little harder to do one-handed, but what I found was that upon several good hits to the captive ball, it never did jump out. So probably going to remove this post here that was put there for the you know, protection plastic, I guess you would call it. This homemade jobby. Let's take a closer look at this. Yeah, this is a home remedy. This does not look factory. Joe was thinking that it might have been kind of a factory, I don't know, service bulletin almost. Maybe there is one. I didn't really look into any service bulletins, but I'm pretty comfortable right now that that ball's not going to jump out. We'll see what happens when I rebuild the flippers, though. So I'll remove this post. I don't know, maybe I'll leave it there. Maybe I'll remove it. We'll see. But, so I did that. I changed the settings a little bit. It was on 5-ball, turned it to 3-ball. I wanted to turn extra balls off, which I think I managed to do successfully. And, yeah, I wanted to make sure that when you get 10,000 points, it awarded you a credit rather than an extra ball, which is what was happening. And I think I've got that sorted out. Also, I think this light that was flickering in lamp test, I feel like it only does it in lamp test. So I don't think I have any issues with flickering. So I have to determine still for sure whether I need to add the jumper from here to here or not. But so far so good. We'll find that out. Then the other thing is the soundboard. My sound is dead. So maybe what I'll do is see if I can find these other capacitors in stock and change them, whatever other big ones there are. Looks like just this guy and this guy, and maybe the volume pot. That always is a good thing to change. I guess, is there a volume pot inside as well? There's not one on the coin door that I see. Not one around there. No, I don't think there is one in the cabinet. Yeah. Okay, so I was going to maybe clean that if needed, but that does not exist. So, yeah. It's weird. I had sound when I changed this capacitor, and then it disappeared. Let's plug this in for fun. Yeah, we just got whining of the speaker. So, soundboard, LEDs. Play testing, dialing in new balls, clean up and or change out some drop targets. Right now I just want to focus on functionality, although LEDs are more cosmetic, but they are also functional too, because they provide you with information that you need. These guys aren't lighting up. Oh yeah, they are briefly. So we want to do LEDs for cosmetics and functionality. Yeah, so I'm gonna plug away at some stuff and I'll keep you posted. Okay, I got a couple new balls ready to go. Nice and shiny. Oh yeah. Remove the soundboard. I'm gonna deal with that later. Busted out some LEDs. I'll replace these guys. And this is going to be a bit of a long haul, so several problems. This is actually on the general illumination circuit. This bulb is always on, so that's fine. This bulb is finicky. So is this one. And they're also flickering. So I am going to have to figure that out. But, you know, look at all these sockets. I'm going to have issues with a bunch of them, I am sure. Pretty typical for the era. Let's go around and actually see what it kind of looks like. Not much better all that yet. I have to figure out the flicker situation. Maybe I should do that sooner than later, because I don't want to find that I can't solve that problem and then my whole machine's flickering for my tournament. But I'm sure I can sort it out, so maybe I will just proceed with the remaining 100 LEDs. Alright, I put a dent in my LED stash and think I got them all. So let's get flickerified and see what this looks like. Oh yeah, this is another one that's on the GI circuit. That one stays on all the time as well. Looks like a controlled lamp, but it is not. Ooh, flickerification extreme. Alright, wow, it's like a psychedelic Christmas tree. Alright, let's kind of, even, we're getting flickering in the back box now where we weren't really having that before. Alright, whoa, yeah. That is not cool. That's just a track mode. Let's go into actual lamp test. See what that looks like. That's, so the back box in a lamp test looks perfectly fine. Weird. And then, alright, so we got these two guys. All these guys. They're actually all working, surprisingly. The spinners. And then the psychedelic grid. What's going on here? Did I miss? Okay, that's just a flaky one. There's another flaky one. This is going to be the next phase, is dealing with all the flaky guys. Ooh, that barrel is loose, so probably start with doing like the socket modifications. I guess 9 is weak, 18 non-existent, 36 is weak, 54 special. Oh yeah, that one we know is flaky. But that guy doesn't flicker. So figure that out. Anyway, so I'm going to try and figure out the flicker solution. I just need that jumper wire probably to go in the right spot. And then deal with whatever sockets are being stubborn. But that's a start. Alright, I looked it up briefly and I found that Todd Tuckey has a video on the Alltech lamp driver. I started with the Alltech website and it directed me there. And sure enough, it was pretty much exactly what I thought, just wasn't really doing properly. And partly because my test wire wasn't long enough. So I got 2 alligator wires clipped together here, and I put the alligator clip on these, but this is the general illumination, and like Alltech says, it has to go to the switched illumination bus, which means controlled lamps, and those are the ones with the different color wires. Like this wire controls this lamp, this wire controls this lamp through the old CPU. This wire controls this lamp, these lamps, and then these 2 wires just keep those bulbs always on. So in theory, if I connect to power right here, all right, then everything should go non-flickerage. You ready? Let's see if this works. 3, 2, 1. Hey, why aren't you working? What about this side? There, that's the right side. That's much better. Yeah, I figured we'd be able to figure that one out. Okay, great. That's awesome. Now I just gotta work on the flaky sockets, which they're not quite as many flaky sockets as I thought there was going to be. That's pretty sweet, actually. So I just got to figure out a way I'm going to make that a permanent thing. Obviously, this ain't going to cut it. So I'll do that, and then, yeah, we're getting there. All right, there we go. I just soldered the wire on that end. I left it alligator clipped on this end. I could solder it on there if I wanted to, but I'll just leave it like that. If it poses a problem, then I'll change it, but there we go. We got happiness in LED land now. So I'm just gonna tinker with a few sockets here that are flaky and then move on from there. Okay, I have one bulb that's being a little particularly stubborn. My 36,000 bonus bulb. So if I jumper from another bulb to this bulb, watch, let's see, can you see? It lights up, no problem. Off and on. Okay, so it's not the socket. Socket is behaving, right? Okay, so then what you do is check your schematics, and you see that your 36,000 bonus, where did that go? 2760. Oh, I know what, it's J3 pin 1, so just find that right here. 36,000 bonus J3 pin 1, which I gathered that just by looking at the wire color when I went to the back box. I'm like, oh, it's a red wire. Let's jiggle some red wires around. And so, one moment. I just repinned J3 pin 1 wire. And guess what? Still not working. So, if everything works, there's only two last things it could be. Now, I bought this lamp driver at a swap meet, so it might be partially used. Maybe someone had it in a machine, took the connector on and off, and bent the male header pin and cracked the solder. If it's not that, then that means it has to be one of these surface mount transistors. Yay! Which means I'd have to send it to Alltech to get that fixed, which that's a little bit of a pain in the butt. It's going to cost me like 40 bucks or something like that. And I thought I got a decent deal at the swap meet, but once you add that in, it gets to be about normal price. So I guess I'm going to check the headers and see if they look okay. And if not, I'm probably, well, for now I'm going to just live without that bulb. But I think that is the only bulb that is not working. I got the extra ball one working. I did my little socket mod to that, where you kind of like cut the wire and you solder it to the socket nipple. I should have showed you that. Maybe I will after, but yeah, I think I got them all covered. Let me show you that. Okay, here's the socket mod. What you do is you solder. Is that going to focus? These lights are actually fudging with the camera. Okay. You solder the barrel to the base. All right. That way your connection's good and you're not spinning around. That's on there good. And then you cut the wire off the tab. What was right there. And then you solder it right there. So you do those two things. And that usually gets your socket back up and running. So that's that little trick. Okay, I just had to step out. Met with Rob Noel. Gave him my Flight 2000 project. He's going to ship that out to Clint Carey. Shout out. and the wheels are moving. And on my way back, I thought of a possible solution, temporarily, for my soundboard. This is my future spa. Let's see if it has the soundboard. Oh, this, on a side note, came from my buddy Clint. So we got two Clints on the action here. So let's see what we got in here. Do I got a soundboard? Yes, I do. It's the same one. So I'm going to steal that. And looks like I will have to change the sound ROMs. That is okay. I'm good with that. A little bit of corrosion going on in the MPU. And the usual shenanigans going on here with the power supply. What? Why? Anyway, I'm going to steal this board, and we're going to try this and see if we can get Mystic up and running